Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, my weight hasn't changed that much in the last 5 years, so why do I look so different? Maybe your arms are a little softer, or your legs aren't as strong or as toned, or your clothes fit differently. Like the places where your clothes were more snug is more loose, and the place where it used to be kind of loose is more snug, even though the number on the scale hasn't changed. A lot of people call it skinny fat. I'm not a big fan of the term, but I have to admit, it describes something that millions of women experience after 50. Your body isn't failing you. It's responding to you. Your body is constantly adapting to signals that you send it. If you give it a reason to keep muscle, it will keep muscle. If you don't, it assumes that the muscle is expensive tissue that you don't actually need. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Janet. I'm a 70-year-old fitness coach, bodybuilder, author, and speaker with over 20 years of healthy longevity experience. And the good news is, this isn't something that suddenly happens on the night before your 50th birthday. No, it's also not something that you have to accept as inevitable. Once you understand that your body is trying to tell you something, you can start to see that you are sending different signals. I mean, just thinking about the numbers, you can lose 10 pounds of muscle and gain 10 pounds of fat, and the scale doesn't register that anything has happened. Yet, just sitting here listening to me, there's a very big difference going on under the surface. Your body is always listening. And the question is, what are you teaching it? And what are you offering it? When you're driving down a typical highway and your car is stuck going 25 miles per hour and everybody's passing you, it's annoying. This stupid car isn't going as fast as I want it to. Why won't it go faster like the car's passing me? I wish I had a better car. Is that what we say? Because, the speedometer is reporting to you how much pressure you have put on the accelerator. It's feedback. The car is simply saying, this is what you're giving me, so this is what you're telling me you want. To simply change the pressure to go faster and the brakes to go slower. The car responds to your actions. So does your body. So Janet, then why can I weigh the same, but I look completely different than I did 5 years ago? I want a different result. I want my body to be better, leaner, healthier, stronger. You see the parallel with the car? My goal today isn't just to tell you what to do. It is also to help you understand what your body is trying to tell you. In other words, what is happening? What does it say on the instrument panel? How to read those instruments. And knowing this will help you take action and make better choices for the outcome that you want. Your body is not failing you. It's responding to you. Your body is constantly adapting to the signals you send it. So many clients come to me at the beginning telling me, Janet, I weigh about the same as I did years ago. I'm still doing the same things. I'm eating the same things. I'm doing the same activities, but I don't look the same. What is going on? So, playing a little devil's advocate on your body's behalf right now, this is the interesting part. Your body isn't trying to mess with you. Like, I know how to make you crazy. I'll just do my own thing. I'll do the opposite of what is wanted. I know it's tempting to think that way sometimes because we want something badly until it comes time to make a decision that affects it. So, no, it's actually just trying to keep us alive. That is the one thing your body will do above everything else. It's the prime directive, to keep you alive. From your body's perspective, muscle is expensive real estate. It takes a considerably large amount of energy that you have in your body to maintain that muscle on your body. The energy that it takes to carry you around every day with that extra density in your body. So what do you think happens if your body reads the signal that you don't really need that much muscle anymore? Of course, it starts to pull back. It saves energy. Your body is an efficiency expert. It is always asking one simple question. Do I still need this to live and thrive? If the answer is yes, it keeps investing in that muscle and even adds some additional amount because that can make your body more efficient. If, however, the answer is no, it starts letting it go. I think of it as decluttering because muscle is just clutter if it's sitting around unused. Who needs to keep all that stale, dusty, unused muscle just lying around doing nothing but take up space? Think of it this way. Imagine you're driving that car again that I spoke of, and behind you, attached, is an empty trailer. You used to use that valuable trailer all the time to get work done that you needed. Now, every day you're driving around with this empty, rattling trailer costing more gas because of the weight and more wear and tear on your tires. After all, you haven't put any cargo in that trailer for the last 3 years. You're at the gas pump thinking, hey, if I detach and park this trailer, I will burn less gas and stop wasting money carrying around empty stuff I don't need. And your body's thinking the same way. It's smart. If you stop asking your muscles to do challenging work, your body concludes, apparently we don't need all this muscle anymore. And boy, is it expensive for the energy budget. And little by little, it starts trimming back. That is why I want you to stop thinking about your body as something that's working against you. It isn't. Your body is simply responding to the information you're giving it every single day. And here's an encouraging word. Your body doesn't care that much about how old you are, nearly as much as it cares about your energy and what you're asking it to do with that energy. Yes, aging changes things. Recovery, rebuilding, they take longer. Hormones change. Protein consumption becomes more important. Those are real changes that come along with age. But you know what hasn't changed? As long as you're alive, as long as you draw breath, your body is going to adapt to the experience you give it. You can depend on that. So the question isn't, why is this body doing this to me? The better question is, what signals am I sending my body because I'm not getting the results I want? Your body is always listening to those signals, and you can depend on this. It is always responding to what it hears. If you give it a reason to keep muscle, it will. If you stop giving it that reason for long enough, it assumes the muscle is no longer necessary. Let the decluttering begin. So, what are the signals that end up reflecting on your own personal dashboard? I think of them as 4 messages your body is listening to every day. And over time, those signals create a pattern that creates a response. Signal number 1, challenge. The body is asking, do I need this muscle right now? And this may be the most important one because your muscles need a reason to stick around. Walking is wonderful. I walk. I recommend walking. It's good for your heart, your brain, your bones, your mood, just about everything else. But here's what walking doesn't necessarily do. It doesn't ask your muscles to produce a heavy enough force to convince your body that it needs to build more muscle or even maintain muscle that you already have earned. Walking keeps your muscles that you use for walking. Sure, they stay, but there's no signal to adapt. Resistance training completely changes this dynamic. When you pick up a weight that's challenging for you, you're essentially sending your body a message. Hey, I'm still using this muscle. Don't get rid of it. In fact, we're going to need a little more. And your body is like, I got the message. But there's an important extension to that word challenge. It's the word challenging. If you've been lifting the same 5 to 8 pound dumbbells for the same number of repetitions for the same last 3 years, your body has already adapted to that long ago. There's no novelty and there's no reason to pay attention. It's on cruise control. And it's not like you have to lift massive weights in order to change things, but you do have to show your body something novel and challenging that gets its attention. Get some gradual progressive overload going on. Press down a little more gradually on that accelerator. You have to keep asking your muscles to do a little more than they are accustomed to doing. Signal number 2, movement. Your body is asking, how much work am I actually doing? Now, challenge and movement aren't the same thing. Resistance training tells your body, I need to be strong. Movement tells your body, I still have plans to go places and do things. This is where walking becomes incredibly valuable. Walk, take the stairs, garden, hike, ride your bike, play pickleball, dance, get down on the floor and get back up again. Use your body, because you can do great strength workouts 3 times a week and still spend most of the 165 hours left just sitting in a chair. Our bodies were designed to move. And the more movement you build into everyday life, the more you're reinforcing that message, I'm still using you. Strength training gives you capacity to live an active life. But movement gives you a reason to use that capacity. We need both. Signal number 3, nutrition. Body is asking, do I have all the materials I need to maintain and build muscle? So now we've told the body that we need muscle and we need to move and we need strength. But there's another problem, unfortunately. We have to give it some building materials to build that muscle with. So we're not done. And that's where protein comes in. Protein provides the amino acids your body uses to repair and build muscle tissue. I think about it this way. You can hire the best construction crew in the world, but if you don't deliver lumber, concrete, steel to the job site, they're not going to build much of anything, are they? Strength training is the work order. Protein delivers the building materials. That's such a perfect metaphor. And this becomes particularly important as we get older because our muscles don't respond to protein quite as robustly as they did when we were younger. That is one of those subtle changes that happens with age. So, this is not the right time to live on coffee and a piece of toast until 2 p.m. in the afternoon and then wonder why we're having trouble maintaining muscle. You don't need to obsess over every gram of protein you eat, but you do need to make protein a priority. Because if you are asking your body to maintain and build muscle, you need to give it the raw materials to actually do the job. And there are a good number of videos in this channel on nutrition. Let me know in the comments if you would like a few links to those, which would spare you having to scroll and look for it. Signal number 4. Recovery. The body is asking, do I have enough time to rebuild? Time is of the essence. This is one signal people tend to forget or ignore because recovery doesn't feel like you're doing anything. I think as we get older, we become very aware of making every minute count and, life is short and all of those things. So hurry, get stuff done, cram it all in. And furthermore, don't slide and let your standards slip from when you were 25 or 30. Well, that old work ethic, I tell you, it's good, but it can be to your detriment because recovery periods like sleep, stretching, taking a cat nap or a massage, that is part of the workout. Because if you don't give your body a break and let it get to work building, then you're just kind of spinning your wheels and your body's not going to be able to do a complete job. But remember, you don't actually build muscle while you're lifting weights. The workout is the stimulus. The rebuilding happens afterward. You never heard of filling out a work order and doing the work while the work order is being generated. That's crazy, right? So that has to take place while we're sleeping, while we're recovering, while we're relaxing, getting that massage, or taking a yoga class. That's when your body gets to work repairing tissue that you've challenged and prepares to handle that challenge even better next time because it adapts. And as we get older, recovery becomes even more important because it takes a little longer to complete. That's the main difference. People overlook this all the time. We don't have that rubber and magic that we had when we were 25 to go for broke, get a couple of hours of sleep, and then hit it again the next day. No. I know you can pick up what I'm putting down there. Well, one of the reasons for that is recovery just takes its time a little bit more as the decades roll by. But we still recover. The body still responds. I like to think of us as classic cars. We need a little longer warm up, a little more time, and we need to cool off intentionally now. We need to let the ego of youth fall away and own the season that we're in. No more complaining about not being what we used to be. Of course we aren't. We are more than we used to be, if you ask me, even though recovery takes a little more time. So what? Do what it takes. Get that recovery in. This is why doubling down with more exercise or too many sessions in a week isn't automatically a better signal for your body to respond to. If ego is constantly pushing through fatigue, exhausted, constantly sore, sleeping poorly, and dragging yourself through workout after workout, that is a sign that you are punishing yourself for being older, refusing to acknowledge the season that you're in instead of honoring what you are becoming. If you go back into your exercise routine too soon without adequate recovery time, you are going to become increasingly exhausted, and that's the risk for stress injuries. Remember what we've been talking about this entire time. We're sending signals, and those 4 signals are challenge, keep this muscle, I need it, movement, I use this body, nutrition, here are the materials I need to rebuild, and 4, recovery. Now I have time to actually build it. Put those 4 signals to use consistently, and you're giving your body a very different message than we're getting older, time to shut things down, man, it sucks to be old, nothing works, everything hurts. Oh, I hear that way too often, and now that you're listening to me right now, you're going to recognize it in yourself and the people around you. Instead, you are empowering your mindset with current reality. Get over that. I'm still here. I'm still using this body to do all the things I want to do, and I intend to keep going. I respect you, my dear body, enough to give you what you need and to be honest by sending you the signal that you need so that you do what I want you to do. So now, let's get to work. And don't miss my next episode, you guys, because I will be answering your questions that you posted in the Q&A community page for the last couple of weeks. You won't want to miss that. So like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I will see you very soon.